Hey Leo, today is October 7th, 2020. We're doing a reading today for the sign of Leo, which of course is one that I love because I am a Leo rising. It's probably my sign that I resonate with the most. The readings I get, the energy that I pick up from Leo is probably the one that I feel the most, in line with. In the description box below, there's a brief description about how I read. I don't read gender, I read energy. So kings can be men or women. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about their sexuality. It's just the energy that they're in. If they're in their more masculine energy, their more feminine energy. I read this as a love reading, if it comes out that way. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a love reading. It can be, it can pertain to you and somebody that you work with. It can pertain to you and a family member, to you and a friend. So you know who the characters are. Energy is fluid. So if you need to flip the energy, if you hear me saying, okay, Leo, what are you doing here? And you're like, that's not me, that's my boyfriend. Okay, then let it be your boyfriend. Flip it around. Just, get in where you fit in, you know who you are in the story, and we'll go from there. If this reading resonates with you, there will be a link below in the description box to an extended reading that you can purchase on Vimeo, where you can get, I'll be continuing the reading there after we're done with the first part of it here, where we will be clarifying in more detail on the cards that we pulled during this first part of the reading. So with that said, I do pull oracles that I use to get the energy of the reading prior to starting to tape, just because it makes the video a little bit shorter and easier to watch. And I was really, really hoping, I was like, please Leo, have like a really happy, romantic, I don't know, something kind of reading, because Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer were all kind of heavy. I'm really hoping for a happy ending here today. I want like a really sweet reading. So the card that came out for you was the Mentor out of the Archetype deck, and the Mentor represents a teacher. It represents somebody that's come into your life. That's probably someone that's enlightened, probably somebody that has been through a lot, has overcome a lot in their life, has learned a lot of life lessons and understands the way that karma works, the way that the universe works, just has a general understanding of universal laws, really. They're usually pretty patient, pretty understanding, pretty non-judgmental about things. But it looks like either this mentor is you, or this is somebody that's in your energy, somebody in or around you, but you're either this person or someone around you is representing this energy. But it's someone that teaches. They usually teach by example or through friendship, love, conversations. It's not necessarily like, hey, let me sit you down and teach you about life. A lot of times they teach by being transparent in their own struggles, rather than pointing out the struggles of others. And they do that in hopes that other people will resonate with the experiences that they've had, and hopefully learn from the way that they handle things. So we just had 2 cups and 10 of Pentacles fall out while I'm doing my little shuffle here, so yay! What we have out so far is actually it's energy that I'm actually really familiar with, some of it, not all of it. But what it looks like is you've begun some sort of ascension process. And if you're not sure what ascension is, there's all kinds of articles that you can find online about it. So I'm not going to try to explain it here, because that wouldn't be a quick conversation. But it's just basically the process of healing your emotional traumas, acknowledging them, processing them, and releasing them and doing the emotional healing that you need to be able to ascend spiritually. Not always, but sometimes that process is triggered by something that happens in our life that, that creates that's sort of a shocking event. Doesn't necessarily need to be bad, but it's kind of a life-changing moment. In this particular case, it looks like somebody that you have met or somebody meeting you has triggered this process. It's not, I don't even think that it's something that you recognize that you're doing, Leo. I don't think it's something you're like, oh, they processed healing in me and now I'm going to start healing myself. I don't think that you're even consciously aware that that's what's happening, but that's what's happening. There's definitely been someone that's come into your life, ooh, and maybe left you feeling like this. And that Ten of Swords, somebody that, gosh, you know, that you might have really had strong feelings for, and then you ended up getting hurt. Regardless of that, this person, if that is or is not the case, I don't know, but regardless of that, this person has triggered this process of healing in you, and in doing so, it's really leveled up your spirituality and your intuition. Some of you may be having being enlightened to past lives that you've had. I was trying to think how I was going to say it, and then I thought, well, I'll just say it. Some of you may, if it's in a dream, if it's in a vision, if it's, you know, however it is that it comes to you, I'm sure there's a lot of ways that we can kind of get a, I don't know, a view of it, it can be shown to us. However it is that it's being shown to you, I'm sure that it's very different for different people. But for some of you, that might be happening, that you're becoming enlightened to past lives, and that might be helping you to make sense of the way that karmic cycles are used to teach us. A lot of times people associate the word karma with something bad, like, oh, that's bad karma for you. And I mean, you can definitely associate it that way. I mean, I know better than to go out and create bad karma for myself now. What I know for sure is what I put out in the world is going to come right back to me. So put out good. If I steal from somebody, I'm going to be stolen from. If I lie to somebody, I'm going to be lied to. So karma does a really good job of helping us to it's not a matter of settling the score. It's a matter of helping us to understand what that feels like. Like when we do that to a person, what did that feel like? Well, we didn't like it. Well, we're not going to do it again. If we didn't like it, there's a part of us as human beings that's like, I didn't like that. I don't want that to happen again. And then once we start understanding how karma works, we're like, oh crap, if I do that again to somebody, I'm going to get it again. And some of us have to go through that process over and over and over. And again, Ten of Swords is at the bottom of the deck as I sit here shuffling. And those are karmic cycles. So if you think about relationships you've been in, how many people do you know that they end one relationship and they go into, that relationship was bad, and then they go into another relationship and that one is just as bad. And it's because they didn't recognize the lesson in the previous one, and so now they have to repeat it. The universe is very patient in the way that it teaches us. We will continue to repeat the lessons until they are learned. There's definitely a relationship here that you're already aware of that's coming towards you right now, and it's going to this is past energy for some of you. Some of you are in it currently. Some of it's going to be coming towards you. I can definitely feel that it's all three, though. There's somebody coming towards you that you're going to feel very much like is a gift to your life, like a sort of person that comes into your life that you weren't even expecting them to show up, and you certainly weren't expecting them to have the effect on you that they do. And it's important to surrender to that friendship, that relationship, that whatever that is. That person is going to be very important in your life, even if there ends up being pain in some way associated with it. The message is still to go with it. There's definitely love on the menu. So let's see what the situation is for you, Leo. What's the situation for Leo? It definitely looks like there's healing after a very long, it might be that you've just had a life that's been filled with trials. Like just, things have been hard, or it just seems like it's always one thing after another that's happening for you. You may have struggled with addiction. That can be anything, not just drugs. Any kind of toxic, low vibrational behavior. If it's drinking, if it's drugs, if it's pornography, if it's promiscuity, if it's overeating, if it's gambling, if it's spending too much money, you get the idea. But there may be something there that you struggle with, that you're beginning to feel healed from, beginning to feel, I think a lot of you are beginning to understand what it means to love yourself, and why it's very important. Yeah. All right, let's see what the situation is. What's the situation for Leo, please? Situation to be aware of for Leo. Leo, you may be gifted spiritually. And those gifts might be coming into focus for you. They might also be gifts that you recognize that you had as a child, that are coming back to you. Things that you experienced as a child, and then, maybe you told an adult about it, maybe you told the parent, and the parent was like, oh no, that isn't possible, or oh no, that isn't real, or oh no, you're imagining that, and then eventually you just shut that part of your mind off, or your spirituality off, and some of those gifts may be coming back to you. Woo! As you go through this healing process. Some of you may be starting to remember a lot about the past that maybe you repressed. Ooh, and the situation is a Tower moment. I told you I wanted a nice reading. Dang it. All right, so a Tower moment is at the bottom of the deck. Grab this freaking Ten of Swords again. So a Tower moment is some shocking event that happens that changes the course of things for you. Tower moments can be good, they can be bad. I say that one of my favorite Tower moments is when my oldest son told me that my daughter-in-law was pregnant and I was going to be a grandma. That was super fun. And that was a good Tower moment. case you're curious what that was, it was the Six of Wands and the Page of Cups. So wanting to be victorious and offering love, offering something, wanting to have victory, making an offer, wanting to have victory. And I just didn't want to keep it because I hadn't really asked what it was for yet. A Tower moment can be losing a job. It can be finding out that somebody passed away. It can be finding out that you have a health issue. It can be failing a class. It can also be, like I said, finding out that you know, that you're going to be a grandparent. It can, you know, be finding out that you won the lottery. You know, so it could be any of those things, but they're like, it's like a big event. So something big has happened here, Leo. And I don't know how I feel about it as a Leo. I'm like, things have been relatively calm. Ooh. And the Devil wanted to pop out. And so to Death, I haven't asked any questions yet. So, the Devil is Capricorn energy, and Death is Scorpio energy. The Tower is also Scorpio energy. This Tower moment is going to be something associated with the transformation of something that you've been very attached to in the past. Something is changing that you didn't want to change. The Death card very rarely actually means death. It generally is a card of change, of transformation. When we die, that's our soul never dies, our spirit never dies, just our bodies do. And so death is really just a transformation, and that's what this card is about. The Devil can represent a lot of different things, but it's definitely, in this particular case, representing the fact that something that you feel very attached to is coming to an end. I mean, it's not a pretty end. It's just like, and it wasn't expected. Crap. All right. What is the I want to get a little bit more on this obstacle before. So we have our situation as this Tower moment, and what is the Tower moment? Well, the Tower moment is death and the Devil coming out together. And I want to use the, I'm using the Kipper deck to clarify on the death and the Devil. I do see it as something that you are very attached to, something you didn't want to give up, something for some reason I'm getting the end to a football season is coming for somebody, that maybe somebody was injured and that ended their season. I don't know why I'm picking that up for some Leos out there, but this was a very unexpected change. Ooh. This was a very unexpected change. I didn't grab that yet because I just barely began to shuffle, but it was main man and community. So it was about a man, and I don't know that necessarily applies. There's some Cancer energy there. Things might be ending with a Cancer. Things also might be ending with a social group. But let's see what else wants to come out. Okay, so we've got false person. Let's see if they want to give us anything else, and they do. Main female and child. Anything else about Death and Capricorn together, please? So we'll have to get more into the reading because I think that this can probably go a lot of different ways. But I think this ending is has to do with a woman who was a false person, a woman that was disloyal, a woman who did not have good intentions. She might be someone that you have a child with. She might be someone that you have a child with. She might be someone you've known since you were a child. She might be someone that has a childlike mentality or sees the world through the eyes of a child. This also might have to do with the end of a third-party relationship, maybe. There might be two women here. I'm not getting anything else out of this deck, so we're going to go ahead and move on to how you're going to overcome this, Leo. I'm a little bit... I'm going to clarify on this child. I want to know more about the child. It's making me a little bit nervous to do it. But I'm going to do it. So will you tell me more about this child, please? Pathway. Child that was taken from you. That's left you devastated. This isn't going to apply to everyone, but it's going to apply to some of you. There might be an ending to a relationship where you're not going to see your child any longer, or how often you get to see that child is going to be much, much less. Yeah. This might be a court case that's going on, and there might be a lot of people that have opinions about it. This might also be about a child that died. And an inability to overcome that grief. Let's move on. That's getting really heavy. So we have this tower moment. So we have this tower moment with, you know, the different scenarios that I just described to you. I don't want to go over that energy again because that was really heavy any way that you look at it. What is the energy that Leo will embrace to overcome this obstacle, please? This might, it could be the death of a child. It could also be the death of childhood dreams. It could also be indicative of a miscarriage or a pregnancy being terminated. What is the energy that Leo will use to overcome? What is the energy that Leo will use to overcome this obstacle, please? Got a lot of Scorpio energy, Gemini energy. Leo, are you not speaking about there's a lot of pain here, a lot of reflection on a lot of hurt. Decisions are being made about this as to what's going to be the best outcome for this, and I believe that the decisions that are made are going to be the wise decisions, ones that are going to help to provide a new environment of stability where perhaps there was one that's broken. Well, I mean, that's exactly what a tower moment does, is it breaks things right down to the foundation. What is the energy that Leo will use? The world in reverse is, well, the world when it's upright is the end to a cycle. When it's in reverse, it's keeping a cycle open. So it might be that you're going back and revisiting a past issue, or something that you thought had ended isn't actually over. Tell me more about the energy that Leo will use to overcome this obstacle. Yeah, there's a lot of pain associated with this. Whatever it is that you've lost or you're losing or is changing is something that you were very, very, very attached to. Something that you love very much, something that you did not see living without. Tell me more about the world, please. World in reverse. It's too many cards. Scorpio energy, very, very heavy here. A lot of fixed energy too. A lot of stubborn, very stubborn energies. Very stubborn. Like everybody's picked the mountain they're gonna die on, and nobody's moving off of it to go talk to each other. Not giving me anything else. All right, so we've got one card for the energy that you're going to embrace, which is keeping a cycle open. What is the energy that Leo will use? Oh, sorry, this got me kind of rattled. I think for some of you this has happened a long time ago. A long time ago. I don't think this is current for a lot of you. It may be. But for a lot of you, this is something that happened a long time ago. What is the potential outcome here when this cycle remains open? Somebody's moving to go speak. Somebody's going to take action. And for whatever reason, it seems like the hardest thing in the world to this person to go talk. It's something that they've thought about a lot. A lot. There's secrets here. I don't know if they're maliciously kept secrets, but there's secrets here that need to be exposed so that everybody is working with the same information, so that everybody's been enlightened. Whoever's going to start this this conversation is coming with an offer or a gift or an apology or something like that. What is the potential outcome for Leo concerning this obstacle and the decision to leave this cycle open? What is the potential outcome? This is a very specific reading, so I don't know how many of you this is going to resonate with. It might, I don't know. Take what fits, leave it if it doesn't. What is the potential outcome concerning this situation when this cycle is left open, please? There is a really strong knowing here. Someone is very, has received confirmation somehow of something they don't have proof of. Well, the potential outcome when the cycle is left open is a star card. It's Aquarius energy. Tell me more about the star card as a potential outcome, please. The star card is the only card for me that has its own song, and it's a dream is a wish that your heart makes, is what I always think of when I think of the star card. It could involve an Aquarius. It could involve just a lot of healing. The potential outcome is a lot of healing when the cycle remains open. But there's a lot of healing to be brought into this, which is fantastic because this looks horrifying. Please tell me more about So we just had Two of Swords come out to go along with the Star card. Two of Swords is Libra energy, specifically someone with a Libra moon placement. It's an energy of not wanting to know the truth. It's also an energy of blocking. It's also saying no. And now we have the Knight of Swords that's come out in reverse. I'm just trying to figure out how to express this. So we've got the Star card. We have this healing that wants to come in. It being blocked or ignored or said no to. And whoever this is that's saying no to this Aquarius energy or this healing energy is not only saying no, but they're chucking it out of there. Wow, Leo. Can't get away from this feeling. This definitely involves a mother, parents, we're going to go ahead and ask for advice, but I mean, basically what this amounts to is I think that there's a person that's come into your, either has come into your life, is in your life currently, or is going to be coming into your life. Can we get advice for Leo, please? Or is going to be coming into your life that serves as a trigger for you. There is a degree of enlightenment that happens rather quickly because of this person. And you begin to come into your spiritual gifts more rapidly than you ever have before, or you're understanding them or how to use them better than you have before. And as this is happening, you may be recalling things from your past that you've repressed, or things from past lives that are being shown to you now, so you can help close the karmic cycle concerning them. There's somebody here that's some sort of teacher here that's important to your life, even though it might be painful for them to be in your life. That will be short-lived. But this Tower moment happens, and something that you are very attached to is, it feels like ripped away from you. And it either concerns a woman without good intentions, or two women, and one of that woman has ill intentions. This can also, this is a general reading, so there's different ways to take it, but there can also be a child that's involved. There might be a custody case going on. There might be a custody case going on. If that's the case, I think that things are going to go well, that there's going to be justice there, fairness. This might also concern a child that was lost, a child that perhaps passed away, a miscarriage, or a pregnancy that was terminated that caused a lot of pain. Whatever it is about this relationship, this, whatever this is, it's not being closed out. You would think if that's the obstacle that you would want to get away from that as quickly as possible. But it's being purposely left open so that the healing can come in, or an Aquarius can come in. But it's not being received well. What is the advice for Leo, please? You don't want any advice, Leo? You don't? What's the advice for Leo concerning this, please? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is someone that is very nurturing, someone that, Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles is someone that's very, very nurturing. It's usually a feminine energy that can do it all. She may run a business, run a home, take care of children, you know, make sure that dinner is on the table, everybody's laundry is done, homework's been checked, and she does it all seemingly effortlessly. She gets it all done. That paired with this Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles is very nurturing. She's very understanding. She's very wise. She's the last queen experience to me before Empress. So she's definitely a very maternal energy. With these two, I'm really thinking, Leo, that if you're this feminine energy and you're not wanting to allow this healing to come in, or allow this night to come in, or whoever it is that's trying to come forward, if you're being resistant to that, to really think twice about it. You might regret that choice down the road if you aren't open to it. So yeah, this is really heavy, so I apologize for that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the extended on this right now. There'll be a link below in the description box where you can purchase the extended reading on Vimeo if this resonates for you. I hope it doesn't, honestly. If you'd like to purchase that extended reading, you can do so there. So I hope that this all works out for the best for you, Leo.